Good morning. It's Thursday, August 22nd, and I don't believe that the war in Israel will ever really end. I believe that region of the world is determined to get rid of all the Jews. They are basically alone, surrounded by enemies. And I see no proof. I see no reasoning that goes on that that area of the world is willing to accept that Jewish population. And so when Blinken says that Israel has agreed to a U.S. proposal to close the remaining gaps on the ceasefire deal and calls on Hamas to do the same, I don't believe that's going to happen. I don't think that Hamas has any intention in the world except to continue their attack on the people of Israel. For whatever reason, the Jews are not to exist in their mind. It's a terrible, terrible situation. And it's been going on for 5,000 years. So why does anybody think that this is going to come to a reasonable, peaceful situation? And the Secretary of State Blinken said Monday that Israel has accepted a proposal to bridge gaps in the ceasefire negotiations. And the next step is for Hamas to accept ahead of further applications that are expected to take place later this week. But I don't believe that Hamas is going to do anything that remotely resembles a move toward peace, because their entire existence is based on the attacking and destruction of Israel. So when Blinken said the next important statement for Hamas is to say yes, and then in the coming days for all expert negotiators to get together to work on clear understandings on implementing the agreement. And that's what Blinken says in this press conference in Tel Aviv. And he could say anything he wants, but I am willing to bet you that Hamas doesn't do what Blinken says. Hamas will come back with a whole bunch of criteria or reasons or something where they can accept this and that and that and this, and nothing will get done. And the rockets will continue to sail over the country of Israel. And Netanyahu claimed that this bridging proposal contains significant challenges before the deal can be reached. He knows what he's talking about. Not only has Hamas not agreed to the proposal, but the negotiators are still working on specific details on how the agreement will be implemented. They're working to establish a clear agreement, clear understandings on how the different parties are going to make good on their commitments. That's what some top U.S. diplomats said. And who's going to monitor all of this? Do we have enough impartial people in the world that could be put in there as, I will call it, treaty management team or something? I don't believe that's going to happen. Somewhere, somehow, Hamas will back out of this deal, if they ever even start to get into this deal. Blinken said the push to finalize a ceasefire and a hostage deal has reached the decisive moment. Yes, it is the decisive moment, but it's not going to end it. And he visited Israel, and then he went on to Egypt, and then he went on to Qatar. It's like he's on the subway in New York, changing stations every day. And he claims this is probably the best and maybe the last opportunity to get the hostages home, to get a ceasefire, and to put everyone on a better path to enduring peace and security. That's what Blinken says, but Blinken doesn't know, he doesn't understand the hatred of the Jew, the hatred of Israel that continues in the entire world. Antisemitism is rising and rising, but they continue with this ridiculous peace attempt with Hamas, when the real villain in this peace is Iran. Iran controls Hamas. They control Hezbollah. They control all the evil forces in that part of the world. Yet Iran is not introduced to these peace talks. Iran is not approached. Iran is an evil nation that has to be contended with, not their subsidiaries, not these smaller groups who do the bidding of Iran. Iran, and everybody knows this, so why are we wasting our time with Hamas, with Hezbollah? Why? Iran is the villain in this peace, and they need to be put into proper shape. They need to be the ones that suffer and understand that the world cannot continue with the evil that they are producing. So, while it looked like there was going to be an Israel-Saudi Arabia deal, Iran made sure that that did not happen. And so everything that we are doing in the fight against Hamas and Hezbollah and whatever else is meaningless if we can't drag Iran through the mud and make them understand that their actions are not to be tolerated anymore in the world. So I leave you with that. Have a great day.